Question is that a lot of people ask me all the time, how did you make it? How did you make it? Well, I tell you, there's only one answer for that. And I say this in the press all the time. The truth be told, it was nothing but the grace of God. Nothing but the grace of God. You can plant seeds all day long. You can go around giving your business card to people. You can go around knocking on doors and auditioning. You can do all of that every day of your life. And nothing, for most people, nothing happens. When a seed is planted in the ground, all you can do is water it. You cannot control the sunshine, you cannot control the weather, and you cannot control whether the locusts will come and try and destroy it. All you can do is plant your seed in the ground, water it, and believe. That is what allowed me to be in this position right now. I would not stop believing. I planted my seed. I worked really hard. I had one idea, and that was to do a play. All the other stuff came. My only idea, my only focus was to do my one play. And I knew if I could get that to work, everything else would come to pass. There's so many people who go in so many directions. This week they're doing this, and next week they're doing that, and next week they're doing this, and next week they're going to be in real estate, and the next week they're going to open a salon. And those kind of people are all over the place, and I usually try to get them to focus on one thing, one area. Put all of your energy into watering one area. If you spread the water across many seeds, you don't have as much water for one seed. So focus on one thing, make it your priority, and stick with it no matter what. No matter how many people told me no, no matter how many people lied to me, no matter how many times I put the show up and nobody came. I remember when I did my very first show, I worked my butt off and saved $12,000 tax returns from H&R Block money. I saved it, worked hard, saved it myself, rented the 14th Street Playhouse, put that show up, thought that 1,200 people would come over a weekend, and 30 showed up, and I knew every one of them. But I didn't stop. That didn't deter me. That was in 1992. 93, same thing happened. 94, 95, 96, 97, up until 1998. Same devastation, nobody showing up in the audience. I was doing one show a year, working with different promoters, trying to get the show up, and nobody showed up. But I didn't stop. And what I say to you now, looking at me now, here, I am a human being. There's no difference between my humanness and your humanness. The only thing is, if you're trying to get there, you cannot stop believing in any way. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody tells you, you have to know it beyond knowing it. And it is a feeling. When something is for you, this is how I knew it was for me. When something's for you, there's a feeling that is deep down inside of you that will not allow you to let it go. It will keep you going when you can't even keep yourself going. That's why the mantra here at the Tyler Perry Studios is a place where even dreams believe. Because there comes a time in your life where you've worked and you've stressed and you tried to get there and you couldn't on your own, but you have a dream. And that dream has to take on the belief for you because you can't do it by yourself. So what I would tell you is this: don't stop. Narrow your focus to one idea, one, and make it work. That will give birth to all the others. All you can do is plant the seed and water it. God Himself has to give the increase. Only God can make the sunshine. Only God can bring the rain. But if you've planted the seed, then you've done your part. I wish you so much success. Anything you want is possible. God knows I'm a living witness. Please feel me. Please hear this from my heart. Anything you want is possible. If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't take the time to send this message to you.
I would say to people who want to become me is don't become me. Become the best you can be. Because what I found very early on is that all of the power that you have and all of the strength that you have and all the ideas that you have are born in your uniqueness. And what makes you unique, and this may sound really silly, but it's just really true. What makes you unique is what makes you special. And if you don't, if you spend your whole life trying to conform, trying to be what somebody else thinks you should be, or fit into a mold or fit into a system, and you dull down your specialness, then you're dulling down all of your ability to change the world. So I think that it's very, very important that people have an opportunity to be the best of themselves that they can be.
And every time I went out to do the show failed. Or so I thought. So for 7 years. But in that time, I was learning. I was building a base. Slowly, the audience started to grow. They went from 30 to 300 to maybe 400. Never got more than 800, but they were growing slowly over that time. But I kept the faith in believing that this gift that I was trying to share with people, that this something that I had, this bit of special that I thought I had, that it would grow into something special, and I would not let it go. So in 1998, everything turned around. And here's the thing that I realized. I thought I was failing, but what I was doing was being educated. I was learning. I was learning all along the way.
So what I say to you is, if you're struggling and you're fighting to be seen, sometimes you're supposed to be hidden. It's not your time to be seen yet. Stay the course. Learn what you can. Walk in the path that you're supposed to at this time. And at the right time, God will reveal you, your talents, and everything you've done to the world. In the meantime, prepare.
A lot of the success that I experienced very early on in my career was based on running from poverty. I just did not want to be poor again. I just did not want to live in that place again. So I would tell anybody in this room, if you got something that you believe very strongly in, hold to it. Sometimes it gets really dark, it gets really tight, but hold to it. Hyper focus on it. One thing. Focus on it really, really strong. I know these people who jump from idea to idea to idea to idea to idea, and it's like having a bucket of water and you're trying to water a full garden, and you're just taking all the water and you're spreading it all over a full garden when you don't have enough water. Whether if you took the water and just focused on that one plant and allowed it to grow so that it could give you the resources that you need to grow all the other plants around it. So that's where I was with it for those years. I wish I could tell you that there were all of these people that were saying, you're going to do it, you're going to make it, it's going to work for you. But I had more naysayers and more dream killers and more people that told me I wouldn't make it than the ones that did. Even my mother, and you have to be careful that the people that love you the most, because they will try and protect you. My mother said to me, she said, you stop doing these plays, you're never going to make it. And it crushed me. It devastated me, because this is this woman I love so dearly. How could she say that to me? But what she was speaking from the point of view of growing up in a segregated South and coming into her own and never really having her own say in life. So it was very hard for her to imagine her child having that. So be careful of the people that love you the most who tell you you're not going to make it. And I'll tell you why. You have to understand that it could be coming from love, and they're seeing the pain and the hurt that you're going through. So you can't get caught up in that as much as you need to stay focused and keep pushing forward to make it happen. I'm a man of faith, and I don't know how many people of faith are in the room. What I believe is this: trust God and do good. That is the core foundation for me. Just trust God and do good. That I would tell anybody. Treat everybody like you want to be treated, period. No matter what job, no matter what position they're in, even though there are ranks in the company, everybody has to be respectful and kind to everyone. And I think that it resonates. It's when people come to work there who have worked in other studios or other situations, or they come to shoot movies there, they leave talking about how great the people are. And I think that comes from the top down. If you have great people who are excited about it, you should see some of these kids coming there, man. They're walking in there and their eyes are like this big, going, wow, this is possible. For me, it's very important